Howdy everyone, and welcome to my Christmas special entitled A Tsundere Carol. Now, I'm sure you've all heard of A Christmas Carol. It's a very popular story. Basically, it's about Scrooge, who's visited by three ghosts, and they teach him the error of his ways, and he ends up turning around, becoming a good guy, and all that jazz. You know, it's been told thousands of times. But this is a new one. This is definitely a new take on it. I've never actually played this game. But this is all title screen to me. This is as far as I've gotten in the game. So let's start. Let's start, shall we? It was a gently snowing Christmas Eve, and the faintest traces of snow began to fall on the city, each snowflake like a soft, floating, aimless kiss. Two childhood friends of each 16 years, barely adults and yet barely still children, were slowly walking home. While they may have been childhood friends, it was merely the fact that they had known each other for a while. Their families weren't especially close, and there was no sort of arrangement to celebrate together. They would soon part ways at the next crossing. Taro seemed like he had something to say. His feet were hesitant and his walk weighed down. Amy wondered what was on his mind. Hey, Amy? How? Caught off guard by a sudden stop, Amy walked abruptly into Tao's back. What was that for? She began to rebuke him, but noticed that he seemed serious. She decided to let him speak. What sort of thing are you doing tomorrow? For Christmas you mean? Well, nothing really. There's no voices in the game, so just bear with me. Then, Amy, you know, I'd really be happy if you could spend Christmas Eve with me. Amy had just felt like her mind had been turned into a punching bag and used for speed training by Mike Tyson. Did Taro just ask her to spend Christmas Eve with him? Seriously? Obviously, the answer was yes. If only her thoughts were that straightforward. This was the Christmas date, wasn't it? She didn't know what to feel. You never expected Taro to ask so openly. More importantly, she needed to respond. Was she happy about it? How was she supposed to know that? If she accepted, wouldn't that mean that she actually felt like that, and then the two of them would be, and tomorrow they would... Their words were tripping over themselves. Just what do you think you're asking? She finally stammered out. Don't push your luck. There's absolutely no way I like you enough to do that sort of thing with you, Taro. You dummy, just die. Baka humbug. Amy ran furiously all the way home. Taro didn't chase her, nor did he seem really upset. He simply watched her run with the eyes of someone resigned to his fate. Later that night, as Amy was about to go to bed, she was still thinking about what Taro had asked her. Really, the nerve of him, asking so blatantly like that. She was pretty angry, not gonna lie. But she was also a bit sad. She felt she overreacted far too much to Taro's invitation. It wasn't as if she disliked him. He just surprised her with something that sudden. She decided to call him up and apologize just a bit. No. It was too embarrassing after all, especially after all she said today. Taro was tough. He was usually a confident guy, and he knew she was like this sometimes. Quietly, she turned the light out. He'd be fine when she next saw him. Thinking this, she prepared to go to sleep. Then a ghost appeared from the telephone. Telephone? That looks like a computer. As the computer screen started flashing. I will warn you that this night of Christmas Eve, you shall be visited by three spirits who will show you visions of past, present, and future. Heed their advice, contemplate on what you see, and ensure that you do not regret your actions on this day or from now on. And with that, the ghost vanished, leaving Amy alone in the dead of night. What could this mysterious message have meant? Actions this day. Did they mean with Taro? Was this all some trick he was playing on her? Baka humbug. She would never in a million years do something as embarrassing as go on a Christmas day with him. She was definitely, absolutely sure about that. Now, what had it said about 3 more ghosts? Well, she supposed it couldn't be helped. Not knowing what to do, Amy went to sleep. Later on that night, it was the middle of the night, and Amy woke up to visit the bathroom. Tara's request was still the main thing on her mind, to such an extent that she wondered whether the telephone ghost was just a bad dream. I'm the ghost of Christmas past. With an impact like colliding meteorites, strong enough to make Amy fall backwards, a giant figure burst out from behind her bathtub curtains. Are you ready for this, kid? We're gonna fly back to your past and kick some sense into you. Glowing a fantastic pure white, like burning magnesium, the figure stepped out of the tub and stood in front of her, reaching for her hand. No, wait, I'm not ready. Let's go. There was a flash of white and they both disappeared. This was a memory from when they first met, she realized. Come to think of it, it was a Christmas exactly 8 years ago. Amy had been taking a tour around a meat factory when she slipped on a stray sirloin and fallen off the walkway right into the jaws of the industrial meat grinder. Without hesitating a moment, Taro, who was also on the tour, instantly leapt after her and grabbed her hand, saving her from being minced to pieces. It was the start of a friendship that would last 8 years into the future. You started becoming interesting in that time, didn't you? His words made Amy blush. Well, it's obvious, isn't it? Anyone would be interested in someone who saved them from the jaws of an industrial meat grinder. It's not like he was special or anything. The ghost patted her hard on the head. Well, fair enough. A man's got to do more than just that, showgirl. She's special. And it was another memory, the Christmas from the year after. Taro had bought her the present she really wanted for a long time. A giant stuffed rabbit with 250-carat diamond eyes. You're amazing, Taro, her younger self had said. I feel really bad that the present I got you isn't worth anything near that much. Don't worry about it. He was carefree as ever. Amy, your smiling face is a fine present for me. That still isn't worth that much you paid for this. Amy pouted back. Well, in that case, you should keep smiling for the rest of the year. That'll be more than worth it. It was a bit later that Amy found out he had to work hard to earn all the money for her present. Work very hard. She remembered asking him about it, and the bemused look on his face as if he was a mischievous kid who'd been found out. He never did tell her just how long he had to work for. You've still got it, right? Yeah, of course. That's good. The next scene, 2 years later. It was a group sleepover with everyone from class on Christmas, and they had been attacked by an assassin disguised as Santa Claus. Quickly protecting Amy from harm, Taro leapt forward and hit him with a surprise attack. After a long battle, Taro was victorious and the assassin subdued. Amy turned away as she saw her past self run up and give Taro a hug. You used to be pretty sweet on him, didn't you? Not just here, but you always conked him during school and on the way home, and he was all you used to talk about. No, I'm not listening, there's no way I did something like that. She cut him off. The proof's right in front of you, little miss. Okay, well, maybe I did a little bit, but that's just because he was cool and talented and lots of interesting stuff. It wasn't if he was special to me or anything. It was just admiration as a friend, that's all. So you admired him, well, fair enough, given all he's done. Shut up. She tried hitting him, but her hand simply passed through his body. It was kind of creepy. Besides, it's all in the past. Why did it all stop then? A clear and simple question, yet it made Amy look away once again. That's because... To put it bluntly, she was embarrassed. People teased her about their relationship. She was far too self-conscious. She didn't want to be seen as that kind of love-struck girl. After all, it was just admiration, of course. She can't have been in love with him. He was Taro. Who'd she known since she was 8? There was no way it could happen, right? So, to end the misconceptions, she separated herself from him. They were just ordinary friends. "It's none of your business," she finally told the ghost. "Well, that's it for me." The ghost of Christmas past stretched lazily. "How was your trip down memory lane, kid?" "It wasn't anything special." She shrugged. "Ha! Well, your definition of nothing special, I'll take that as a fine compliment." He laughed. "Hey, Amy, want me to give you some advice?" "Not really." "I think the answer to what you should do will become clear once you realize just how much that boy thinks of you." "I used to think I knew that," she mumbled. "But now I'm not so sure if I'm ready for things like romance or love." The ghost laughed again. He seemed like a pretty carefree person. "Girls like you have a real iron guard on their hearts. Never let out what you really feel. Maybe you don't even know yourself. That boy, though, I'm sure he'll be able to break through. He's already let you into his heart. If you stand back, you can watch as he drills into yours. Yeah, you need to let him drill into you. Don't phrase it in such a stupid way." "And once he's in your heart," seems the ghost was ignoring her, "I hope you take good care of him. Don't decide with that on your own, stupid. Take care with the other two ghosts. They can both be quite a handful." There was another flash, and he was gone. Amy found herself once again in the frame of her bathroom door, exactly where she fell. There was no way she could pass that experience now off as a dream, which meant, of course, that she was probably in store to meet 2 more ghosts after this. She frantically turned her head, searching for anything out of the ordinary, and saw them. A pair of eyes above the sink, glowing with fierce solemnity. "Greetings, I am the ghost of Christmas present. I'm sure you're capable enough to have figured out the system, so we can proceed immediately to the task. I'll show you a single scene that is taking place at this very moment. Pay careful attention. It would be fortunate if you didn't understand it all." What is this? Once again, after a flash of light, Amy found herself watching a new scene. This time, an unfamiliar one. "As you can see, we are currently witnessing the actions of Taro," the ghost explained. "No way, this is Taro." The room was almost impossibly dark, save for the rectangle of light, the computer monitor's silent screen, radiating out into the room. Taro sat at his desk, purposely typing away, engaging in hollow conversations with an empty world, listening for an echo. Then there were his eyes. Eyes that had soaked up countless whispers of some alien, unforgiving coldness, that stared into mind-forged voids that he sat alone. This wasn't the energetic Toru that she knew. She couldn't comprehend what had caused such a drastic change in him. Sure, even if he really liked Amy, he wasn't the sort of person to get this depressed over a declined invitation. Even though it was practically a confession. Toru wouldn't stay down over that. Why? Why even on Christmas Eve is he all alone? "It seems you weren't aware of that boy's circumstances," the ghost calmly spoke. "You are aware his parents passed away 2 years ago?" "Yeah, but he still has a little sister." "Yesterday she collapsed and was sent to the hospital for emergency surgery. Tara wasn't allowed to see her. She is currently in critical condition with an uncertain chance of survival." "What? You never said anything about that." As strange as it was, he had a reason. He wanted to always seem infallible to you. He did not want you to worry about him. Looking at him now, though, it seems clear that someone worrying would be an appropriate response. "That doesn't make sense." Amy frantically tried to deny it. She had denied something about this whole twisted situation. "If he really wanted me not to worry, then why did he invite me over for Christmas? Was he planning to tell me then? Even if not, I would have noticed his sister wasn't there." "Well, it's true that there was a slightly irrational decision of his. I suppose it is because in the end, Tara was only human. For an instant, this evening, he felt so isolated that he couldn't help but reach out. At that moment and tonight, he is truly at his weakest." Fortunately, your denial caused him to realize his error. This is why he did not pursue you. But still, Daryl, I know him. He's braver than this. The scenes shown to you by Christmas past were, of course, in the past. In truth, Tara was never particularly brave. The primary motivator for his charisma was always the desire to stay strong for the target of his affections. If you are being slow, that person is you. This is not your fault, but in the time he does not spend with you, he is noticeably less confident. No way, she whispered back into her bathroom. I need to call him. I will leave you to it. The ghost image flickered. But perhaps you would benefit from this bit of reflection. Human emotions are volatile and difficult to interpret. With what feelings will you make your call? An affection on equal level with his? A simple concern? Or, as he would most resent, mere pity? I'm not pitying him. I'll help him. Because I'm concerned, of course. If that is what you saw, then so be it. The ghost finally faded into the darkness. Several minutes later, he's not answering. Amy was a bit wary about using the phone after the event earlier, but she eventually gathered the courage to dial Taro's number. However, it seemed that her efforts were in vain. She decided she would visit him on Christmas after all. But even then, what would she say to him? Wouldn't she make it worse? She still didn't know how to answer his feelings. A strange feeling brushed down her back. She had already felt it 3 times that night. I know you're there, Ghost. It's not like I'm scared or anything, but come out where I can see you. I'm already here. Eh? Possible. The voice had appeared from right behind her. How? Amy cried as she spun around. I didn't sense your ghostly aura at all. Naive. The ghost spoke plainly. Just because I'm the ghost of Christmas future, did you assume I was going to be a ghost? Of course I would, idiot. In this world, the only idiots are the unprepared. Are you making this up as you go along? Silence! Now observe. I will show you the future with which you have carved for yourself. This is Tara's room. Wait, what's that? It can't be. Stop! 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 A new scene. Tara's life ended soon after he was informed of his little sister's death. Amy was informed of this in turn. To be honest, Amy didn't even need to be shown this scene of the future. That was because every tear, every cry, and every movement, Amy understood them. Even if it hadn't happened yet, it was going to be reality, and she had seen it firsthand. The Amy in the vision cried. Amy knew the end of every sentence before they even began. Tara, why did... You think that you were alone? Didn't you realize that I would have been there? No, of course. He didn't. Because I never told him. It's all my fault. If only I'd been more honest. The heart. Do you see now? This is what's important. Listen to it. Cut out all the background noise. You care for this boy, that much is obvious. But how deep does that affection run? Is it enough to save him? Be honest. Fine, let me think about it. Tara was my important friend. I can start from there. Is that all there is to it? No. There's more. Oh, he's certainly in a pretty pitiful state right now, but I don't think that's it. I don't want to help him just because of that. It's something more positive. It doesn't actually matter whether he's sad or cheerful. Either way, it would be nice if I was with him. I guess I can say there's nothing about him I dislike. Really, in the end, I know exactly what answer these ghosts are trying to say. And I know it's probably true. I want to deny it, but there's no point. Especially in front of an omniscient ghost. I said I'd be honest, just this once. I'm in love with Taro. It's embarrassing. After all that self-doubt plus angst, I just realized something everyone else probably figured out right at the start. After all that fighting and those insults, it turns out I'm actually in love with him. I like this stupid love interest in some bad romance comedy. Why am I such an idiot? Did I think that tingling feeling in my chest was heartburn or something? I can feel every shallow pretense and act like I put up crumbling and coming back to smack me in the face. It's not as if I did it for you or anything. What kind of line is that? What the hell? Me? I feel like I'm going to set on fire. Someone just bury me in the Mariana's Trench right now. It's embarrassing. But she soon got over it. I see you've reached your decision. I have. Thank you, ghosts. You're very welcome. I just have one question, though. Yes? The future you showed me, I'm pretty sure Taro was wearing the exact same clothes as he did today. That's because the character designer was lazy and only gave you 2 outfits each. Stop joking around. You were naive. Just because I showed you the future, did you just assume that it was the distant? Just tell me. My sister's already dead. The scene you saw will happen in roughly 10 minutes. What? Taro was sad. He was alone on Christmas. His sister was dead. It felt like the world had expanded out around him, and an empty darkness had filled the gaps. And anyway he walked, he would only be met with nothing. In the end, there was only one way out. Of course he was wrong, but here right now, in this cold bedroom on Christmas Eve, with all his family dead, this was the only way he could see. Push it away. Push it all away. Somebody sat her downstairs, the window. Burglar. Well, it didn't matter. Soon nothing would matter. And all would be good. Once nothing mattered, there would be nothing that could make things worse if it went wrong. Push it away. Push it all away. Suddenly, the room filled with light. Terry, listen up, because I'm only telling you this once. Actually, I like you, like the super-like type. Love? Yeah, that. Don't forget it. Even when I act angry or annoyed with you, it's just another way of me saying I like you. Because I like you so much that when you treat me nicely, I get so happy that I have to distract myself or else I get totally lost. When I get angry and blush, it means you're doing a good job. But there will be times when I'm actually angry, so be careful. But most of the time, it should be okay because I like you. Do you understand? Taro blinked once. I understand. And smiled. I like you too, Amy. Well, I knew that, of course. Amy's blush had swept completely over her face. Did you really? Yes, some ghosts told me. I see. So, because you're my boyfriend now, you can't kill yourself. You can't kill yourself. Off limits. Okay. And I'm really sorry to hear about your sister. Thank you. I'll help you through all your trauma and stuff, so don't kill yourself. I already said I won't, okay? I need to double check. That's very like you, Amy. It's not like I doubted you or anything, but it seems somehow they would be able to sort things out. Their real journey begins here, but really, once you've saved each other from suicide and meat grinders, it's probably going to be smooth sailing from here on. Hey, Amy? Yeah? Thank you for finally being honest with yourself. Stop it, Taro. Merry Christmas. That was a good game. Well, I wish you all a Merry Christmas, and for those of you who don't celebrate Christmas, I wish you all a Happy Holidays. So, take care, everybody, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take it easy.